What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the US, let me know what country you're representing. Before I go any further, family, let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm checking my sound. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me okay, family? 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. I see Miss Michi is on moderator duties. Y'all say what's up to Miss Michi, keeping the chat clean and troll free of busters. Keeping the trolls and the busters away. Angela Reed, welcome Angela Reed to the channel, newest member to the channel. Also, family, smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Put it in their face. Put it in their face. We got to let them know what's going on around here. I see Mercedes just took advantage of the chat, the super chat. If you want to skip the line, family, jump into the super chat. I'm going to go in on this story, and then I'll come back to the chat, starting in the super chat. But what I did want to do is remind you guys, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. Also, make sure you select all notifications. Otherwise, you may not get any. All right? Family, you know, this is cold-blooded right here. All you people out there, oh, you know, voting ain't gonna matter, ain't gonna matter. That judge that gave her that time, that judge got voted in. That prosecutor, that DA got voted in. See, this is what I mean by these local elections and the people that's in these offices. Some of these people, man, they are the devil personified. They are devil's advocates. They are the devil advocates. You know, they go in there doing the work of the devil. They are devils. Like, how do you give a human being 70 years in prison for stealing anything? I mean, if we're going to go by stealing, if stealing is that damn serious in the US, why hasn't America been punished for stealing? All this stealing America's been doing all these years. From the inception. Stealing ain't that serious in America, not unless you are of the bottom class, the lower class. That's the only time stealing really matters, because all of these white crimes, like this woman was committed to doing, this woman was committed to, was accused of stealing the money she was accused of stealing. Man, you get this in white collar crimes, this is a slap on the wrist. She was accused of stealing $1 million. I'm gonna read this story to you guys, and you can read it with me, but I'll share the story with you so you can see you know, where I'm going with this. This is absolutely a crime. Where's the story? Hold on, I gotta find the story. Hold on. Yeah, this is a damn shame, man, what they did to this woman. Hold on, give me a moment. Give me a moment. Trying to share it with you. Here we go. Got it. Here's the story, fam. So, 54-year-old woman, Conroe woman, was sentenced to 70 years in prison on Thursday after pleading guilty to what the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office is calling an elaborate theft scheme. Prosecutors showed Tenen and associates fraudulently enriched themselves with more than $1 million from unsuspecting companies. Valerie Denise Johnson Tenen was convicted of first-degree aggregate theft in the 435th District Court and was sentenced by presiding judge Patty McGinnis. Tenen was ordered to pay approximately $1.3 million to 13 of her victims. Tenen pleaded guilty August 15 to an electronic scheme that targeted payroll companies. Keep in mind what I'm saying, family, that targeted payroll companies between November 2015 and November 2018, according to the District Attorney's Office. Check out what the DA said. Trust is ultimately the basis for our ability to do business. Indeed, the very basis of our economy. District Attorney Brett, I think that's Ligon said, and is it Ligon? I think it's Ligon said in a statement. This punishment verdict sends a message that sophisticated criminals will not be allowed to sit anonymously at their computers and hide behind sham corporate structures while profiting from the type of egregious betrayals, abuse of trust, and outright lies employed by this defendant in perpetrating her schemes. So how did she do it? This is what they said happened. Okay, first of all, it says, Tenen acted as an employee recruiter with 10 people, including 3 of her children, posing as employees for companies, unwittingly paying for work not actually being done. Hours work were falsely represented through time cards and similar documentation by way of payroll company set up by Tenen, while companies remain largely ignorant of any of the parties involved in the scheme. The companies were unwittingly paying out commissions and salaries to Tenen and her associates, according to the DA's office. The investigation of the case was a momentous undertaking. A lot of BS. So how did she get found out? Her scheme started unraveling when Conroe Police Detective Jason Roper started questioning some individuals benefiting from the scheme after a company that expensed more than $300,000 in salary and commissions reported none of their invoices were paid out. Roper found multiple other payroll companies had apparently fallen victim to the scheme, according to the District Attorney's Office. So basically, she found a loophole in the system to charge payroll companies for work that was not actually being done, and she used 3 of her children and some other associates, but all together over, look, what did they say, a period of, I think this went down from 2000, was it 16? What was the years? Let's see. Okay, August 15. Okay, so from November 15 and November 15, 2015 and November 15, 2018, from November 2015 and November 2018, according to the District Attorney's Office. So for 3 years, they ran the scheme, and for three years, they netted a total of $1,300,000. So for about $1 million, they're giving her 70 years in prison. Now, the way they try to justify it is saying, oh, well, she got priors. And because she has priors for theft, I think she had okay, let's take a look at her priors, because she had a laundry list of priors. Let's see. Okay, so she had previously been convicted of, where is it? The convictions. Okay, they said she had prior theft-related convictions and continuous defrauding of other payroll companies following her arrest. So that pissed them off. that she was arrested for again for the same thing that she was currently on trial for. So that pissed him off. And the fact that she had priors in regard to theft. She had some other cases from back in the day that I saw on a different website. I know one was theft, and okay, I can't find it, but anyway, she got priors. Check out her defense. She tried to say that she suffered from depression, anxiety, and polar disorder, and bipolar disorder. Remember, family, you know, a lot of these mass shooters and stuff, you know, they find these excuses for the mass shooters to be lenient toward them. Treat them with compassion. They suffer from depression and anxiety and bipolar disorder. She says she had previously been a victim of sexual and physical abuse. A family physician even testified and presented evidence that Tenen was on various medications. In her testimony, Tenen tried to point some of the misrepresentation to companies on others. So Tenen tried to point some of the misrepresentation to companies on others. Okay, so of course she did. I mean, she wasn't in it by herself. Bottom line, family. So she got priors, but she's not on trial for her priors, but they considered her priors when really after you do the time and you do the crime, you do the time, it's supposed to be over. Whatever you did in your past is supposed to be your past. If you did it in the past, it's supposed to be in the past. And if you're on trial for something, you're not supposed to be on trial for something you did in the past. But even so, this is a theft case of $1 million. Many of these people, like Paul Manafort, who worked for Donald Trump, the guy who ran the Fire Festival, they have priors, but they're white collar, high level crimes. So they get the lighter sentence, even though Paul Manafort had 8 convictions. He was convicted on 8 different crimes. And this guy got like 7.5 years in prison. This guy compromised national security and got 7.5 years. He schemed companies for millions of dollars. He schemed the US government for millions and compromised national security and got 7.5 years, 7.5 years. Bam. The guy with the Fire Festival guy who robbed people of millions of dollars got 6 years in prison. If you think the system is not biased, all you got to do is just start watching some cases of American greed and look at all of these dudes on here, not one of them black, then scam people for millions and tens of millions of dollars. Well, I take that back. It was one black lawyer who was in cahoots with some other guys, and they scammed their clients for millions of dollars. But other than him, I don't even see these type of dudes. All these dudes, many of these dudes be scheming people for $100 million, 30 million, 25 million, and they get 5 years, 10 years, 20 years maximum, millions. And they gave this woman 70 years for stealing $1 million that she didn't even spend. She didn't even get the whole million. She had accomplices. So out of the million, she'd be lucky if she saw half of that with all of those accomplices she had. They gave this woman 70 years. You got to be a heartless bastard to give somebody that kind of time for a theft charge. You got to be. You got to be the devil personified, man. I'm telling you, these judges, they got way too much latitude. They got way too much latitude. They should not be able to have that much authority over human beings. Let me jump into the chat and see what you guys are saying. Man, this is ridiculous. Silas Dees, what's up? I see you. What's up, Joyce Blizzard? Coming in. Natasha, what's up, Natasha? I see you. Jason Hanna, Fort Wayne, Indiana, in the piece. I got you. Y'all welcome our new member, our latest member to the channel, James 3D Print RC and Smoke. Welcome to level 1. Everybody reach out to James and say, what up? What up, though? Yeah, these judges, man, these judges, they got too much latitude, way too much power, man. A judge can just decide, you know what? I'm gonna give you probation. You know what? I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna give you probation. This is you're not dealing with a jury at all. You're not dealing with a jury at all. Judge can be, I'm gonna let you go. I give you probation, give you a year, give you 20 years, give you 25 years, give you life. If you're dealing with a jury, the jury finds you guilty, the judge has a certain range of punishment. The range of punishment might go from probation to life imprisonment. So they got way too much power, man. Keep in mind, these judges are people too. These judges, they got their own prejudices, their own biases. They grew up in certain communities where they may have been alienated from other types of people that they can't relate to or that they actually hate. They may have been raised to actually hate a certain kind of people. So what do you think is going to happen when that certain kind of person walk into their courtroom? They're going to be indifferent, or they're going to see, when they see them, they're going to have it out for them. As soon as they walk in, they're going to have it out for them. These judges got way too much power. Yeah, they got to go, man. It's ridiculous. Give that woman that kind of time. Come on, man, that don't even make sense. 70 years for beating some payroll companies out of $1 million. $1 million that's actually insured. But you know, they got to make it look like she a big old killer, a criminal, like she's siphoning the whole system, like, you know, because she took the money, somehow somebody got left homeless. Come on, man. It's game. Not cool at all. I'm going to be following this case real closely. And as soon as a plan is put in place, I am going to let y'all know what the deal is. As soon as I find out what's going on, hopefully she'll appeal. The thing about these appeals and stuff is that it depends on the condition of her plea bargain, which determines whether or not she can even appeal in the first place. Well, it determines on, you know, what kind of power that she would have if she appealed. Because the reason why it's hard to get an appeal after you plead is because judges consider plea deals almost like, this is it. That is the end of the story. Ain't no producing no new evidence and all that stuff. You've agreed that you've done this wrong. You've admitted that you were in the wrong, and we're going to save the courts money, time, resources. You're saying that you are agreeing that you were wrong and you're accepting this plea. And once you plea and that judge sees that, it's going to be very hard to get a judge to grant you an appeal if you plea out. That's why if you know for certain you're innocent, then you should fight it. Because if you fight, there's always a chance that you can be exonerated if you fight it. If you fight it, you come up short, there's always a chance that you can be exonerated. There's always a chance that new evidence will be presented. And then, at the end of the day, perhaps there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Maybe you get to get out, and if you end up doing any kind of substantial time, you get out and you walk away with a few million. It ain't gonna buy your time back, but in America, when you're wrong, the way you do, you stick it to them. You hit people in the pocket, and that is supposed to be a deterrent, a small deterrent. It's not a major deterrent in America, because the police ain't got off the gas and killing yet. But you waive your right to appeal. One of the first things to know is when you plead guilty or no contest, that you're effectively giving up your right, to appeal the sentence. That's what you got to know. So hopefully, in her plea deal, she has an option to appeal. If not, it's going to be a harder battle, but I am certain that woman is not going to do 70 years in prison. That 70-year sentence is not going to hold up. That is a miscarriage of justice. That is an abuse of power. That judge has no right to be sitting in judgment of anybody. She has no right to be sitting in judgment of anybody. Y'all remember her name, family, Judge Patty McGinnis. Patty McGinnis. She is unqualified to be a judge. This is straight racism, family. It ain't nothing else but racism. When I was looking up this case, I saw another case of a Black woman who was sentenced to 70 years for a petty crime. In fact, let me look it up right quick. Okay. So let's see. This happened in Austin. Okay, who is this? No, this was a man in Austin, Texas, who got a 70-year sentence for stealing a sandwich. Although they say he pulled out a 3-inch pocket knife, a 3-inch pocket knife. Trying to find the case of the other woman who got the 70 years. Okay, it's taking too much time. I can't find it. Wait a minute. This may be it. Can't find it. But anyway, man, you catch my drift. You see what's going on. What's up, Angela Reed? I see you. Royalty Simpson. The Saltless 505. Welcome to Willie D Live. Y'all welcome to Saltless 505 to the channel, the newest member to the Willie D Live channel. Yeah, Miss Michi, I see you. Miss Michi on moderator duties. Keeping those trolls out of the chat. James Weasley says, remember the judge's son who ran into the casino in Las Vegas, robbed the casino with a motorcycle helmet on, never got this type of time. Exactly. I see Tazzy, shout out from Canada. What's up, Canada? I see Augustus, Detroit, Columbus, Ohio in the building. What it do? What it do? Mm-hmm. They gave that woman 70 years. 70 years for 70 years for theft, for stealing $1 million. Man, you got, believe it or not, you got people that steal, like these white collar criminals. They do stuff way more egregious than that and they go home. They don't get nowhere near that type of sentence. They go home. I'm trying to find that I really want to find that other story for y'all. Making it hard on my family. Making it hard on me. I'm really trying to catch that story. Anyway, family, if you're just not joining, we're talking about a lady in Texas, in Conroe, Texas to be exact, who received 70 years in prison for swindling some payroll companies out of $1 million. Payroll companies that are insured, keep that in mind. Payroll companies out of $1 million. Now I know $1 million seems like a lot of money, but in the world of white collar crime, $1 million is nothing. $1 million is slap on the wrist. But, you know, because this woman did not have the complexion for the protection, they gave her 70 years in prison. The judge gave her 70 years. Keep in mind, family, smash up the likes, smash up those likes. Okay, gonna be hard to find that. All right, so I'll let it go. It was hard to let it go, but I'll let it go. I'll let it go. Who was that, Jeff Jones? What's up, Jeff? I see you, Harold Williams. Jeff Jones. Candyman, after 5 decades, we still fighting against intolerance. 5 decades? 5 decades where? What country you in? You know, in America, we're going on like what, 500 years or something? Yeah, Amber Geiger go inside a man's house and kill him right up the street in Dallas, gun a man down while he's sitting on the sofa, on his sofa inside of his house, eating ice cream, watching TV. Imagine that. Imagine that right now. Any of you right now who are at home right now in the comfort of your house, imagine right now somebody just walking through your door and see you and shoot you like you the damn intruder. Just pull out a gun and just shoot you. Imagine a police officer just open your door right now and just shoot you. You sitting on the sofa, eating ice cream, watching television, sitting on the floor playing with your children or doing homework at the table, going over a business plan. In the bathroom, they come in the bathroom and shoot you on the toilet. And she got 10 years. But they give a woman 70 years for theft. This is what's so messed up about this judicial system in America. Michael Avenatti was out here grifting and stealing for over 10 years. But I bet he won't get anywhere near 70 years. Nah, man. He'd be lucky to see 5 years. Yeah, they're gonna have to come down on that sentence, bro. That sentence is not going to hold up, mark my words. And then, you know, a lot of these say it ain't so, I see you. I'm being framed in Fort Bend County, Texas. Yeah, Fort Bend, boy, yeah, Fort Bend, Conroe, all these little towns, man, where these people go to, where they try to get away from like change, they're super racist. I wouldn't be, if I was black, I wouldn't be in none of those cities. I definitely wouldn't be in none of those little towns because they got it. you know, they'll bury the story. They'll bury you and the story. It'll never get out. Nobody never knows what's going on. A lot of these little towns right now, somebody probably watching right now, afraid to speak up. Probably live in one of them little small towns right now and afraid to speak out because they know, you know, these people, they got the sheriff on lock, they got the judges, they got the police department, they got everything. And so people feel helpless. You say something, whole town, they'll figure out a way for the whole town to turn against you. The trip part about it is that the whole town is probably feeling the same way that the person who speaks out does, but they're just too afraid to speak out. They're too afraid. The other person might be afraid to speak out, but they speak out anyway. Because, hey, man, you know, sometimes people just can't take no damn more. You just can't take it anymore, man. You just, whatever, man, it's going down. Let's get it over with. But Montgomery County, always been racist. Fort Bend County, always super. Harris County too, that's where I'm at, Harris County. But, you know, I'm in the city and it's a lot different from these little small towns. I would say get the hell out. Yeah. You got to think about those little small towns, how they eat, how they get over. A lot of those small towns, they can't even eat unless they pulling people over with those traffic violations and stuff. They probably make more money. They probably get more money off of pulling out-of-towners over on their little old 1 mile stretch of highway than they do from the federal government. This woman didn't rape nobody. She didn't kill nobody. She didn't molest nobody. That just goes to show you, family, also that, you know, they care more about property than they care about human beings. They like to say, oh, if it's a crime involving money, then as long as it's not a victim involved, it's not a human being we can point at, then we can slap them on the wrist. Well, they ain't got a single human being. These are businesses. So they don't have a human being that they can say, oh, she stole his money out of his bank account. These are businesses. And these businesses are insured. So the money coming back to them. They gave that woman 70 years, that judge, Patty, what's her name? Patty McGinnis. Let me look at her name again. Yeah, Patty McGinnis. She gave that woman that 70 years because she could. She felt like it. How do you even ration 70 damn years? You know, how do you rationalize 70 years? Let's see, you know, so she stole $1 million. Let's say she stole $1 million 7 days a week. Okay, give her 7 years. Nah, that's too little. Then put a zero behind it. Yeah, that's it. 70 years, you get 70 years. Let me see, okay. She's 54 years old. My daughter is 16 years old. Add that together, that's 70 years. She gets 70 years. I'm telling you, family, a lot of them judges play games like that. Some of them judges, man, they think it's funny to them. They'll bet other judges, you know, they'll gamble with other judges and say, you know, I bet you I can give out more years. I'm gonna give out more years today than you're gonna give out. It's a joke. This is how they play with human beings' lives. Sometimes they might be riding down the street and the last speed limit they get to, that's how many years they're gonna give you. You know, go into the courtroom, count the number of people in the gallery. That's how many years you're gonna get. Cold game, family. Cold game. I just wanted to drop that on y'all real quick, family. I gotta go. But I am gonna, I got a surprise live I'm about to do. In fact, I'm gonna shut this live down and I'm gonna go live with a new topic in about 15 minutes, a topic that I'm sure that you guys will be interested in. So take a break like I'm gonna take, and then come back in about 15 minutes. We're gonna go live again. All right, fam, I appreciate you for tuning in. Until next time, no more talk.